Alright, welcome everyone to the third part of the series Heads Up Cash Games for Dummies. My name is Bastian for PokerVIP.com, and in this part of the series I will be playing 50NL Zoom. It's a gameplay commentary. I've played this session I think 2 weeks ago. It's about 30 minutes long. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump right into the action. Alright, so there we go. I started playing at this point for like 5 minutes or so nothing really happened. If something important comes up, just so you notice, I'm opening 3x, though I said in the video it's better to open 2x, but it's live, it's Zoom heads up, so you get a different villain every time. So they don't really see or remember what you're doing, so it's okay to open 3x. If they start 3-betting you a lot, then I would 2x, but for now I'm just opening 3x with almost all my hands. On the left, this is such a dry board. There's almost no straight draws, no flush draws, a high card king. It's very dry, so yeah, this is in a c-bet because I missed the board. On the right, I called pre, but you could call here once. But yeah, I chose to fold, and I think it's just this guy. Yeah, it's going to be hard if he bets turn. I'll probably have to call again, and yeah, it's just the board is kind of wet. So at this point on the right, he as you saw, he raised, and yeah, at this point, yeah, I can't really do anything. I could maybe bluff to raise him. Maybe he's bluffing me because he knows this is a dry board. But then again, you really don't want to get in this situation, in these situations too much, especially on Zoom. I mean, if you play one-on-one the same villain and things like this happen, you can you could raise as a bluff here and fold, but for now we just fold. On the right, this is a good hand to call with, good playability. Here I think I check. Yeah. Why do I check? I have showdown value with the 3, and I have the backdoor flush draw. So yeah. I could bet, but he's probably only folding. At this point I just want to bet because yeah, if he has something he would bet himself. Maybe he could have a 9 or a 6, but I just want to pick up the pot. So if he doesn't show any aggression, I will. I c-bet my second pair on the right. It's nothing tricky. I tend to c-bet second pairs for value often. On the left it's kind of the same story. I check behind because I have the draw, and I have a good draw, and I have showdown value. So on the right he 4-bets me, and King Jack offsuit is just not good enough to call with, so just have to fold. And at this point on the left, if he would bet, I could call. So, but now he's not betting, so I'm betting. It's kind of the same hand as the Queen 3 offsuit a minute ago. On the right, I hit a nice draw. You could raise here because, yeah, 2 overs, flush draw, but I'm playing safe, so I'm just calling. And I complete my draw, and unfortunately he checks, so at this point I don't want to risk to be checked behind, so I'm betting myself. I'm gonna rewind the hand on the left because it's yeah, it's there's happening a lot. So in a minute I will just show you my value bet here with and he calls. Not sure what he called with, maybe check or something. Maybe I open it up. Well, it's not that important. So let me rewind this 2-3 hand. Yeah, so this guy limps, and the reason why I'm making 5 big blinds is because I just want to pick up the pot pre-flop. Yeah, unfortunately he calls. I miss, so I want to see bet here because it's basically the only way I can win the pot. So, and if he would have a queen or a jack, he would probably open instead of limp. So maybe has some low connectors, or I don't know. Probably not a good hand. So he calls, and this queen is actually pretty good for my range. I said I think he would raise a queen himself instead of limping. So the chance is bigger that I have a queen than that he has a queen. So this is a good card for me to bluff. And yeah, he might be on a draw, a club draw or something. So yeah, I bet again, and I think, yeah, he calls. So everything misses, all the draws. So yeah, at this point I just have to go all in. It's the only way for me to win. And if he had a queen, he would probably raise the turn himself because there's a flush draw and a possible straight draw out there. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a queen, and if I go all in, he can't really call with a jack. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about how I play this hand. And yeah, the guy folds. So it's an interesting hand, and I think I played it very well. So at the right, this guy limps, and at this point, because he's so short, I don't really want to make it 5x because, yeah, he might just go all in or something because he is so short. So I just called. My hand is okay. I hit to pair, and yeah, I was explaining this. It's because at the time of recording, I did some voice recording as well, but it wasn't good enough. So that's the reason why I pop it up. Well, this is unfortunate that I sit out there. Yeah, shouldn't happen. So here I c-bet my second pair. This guy raises, and I call here. Why do I call here? Because, well, I can't think of any hands other than draws that he could raise with. So the only hand that beats me that would raise is ace 2 or ace 6, and 2s and 6s. But other than that, he has so much flush draws or straight draws. The 4 gets there, but then again, it's not really. The only draw that complete is 3-5, and I don't think he would raise that. So yeah, I call again, and the 8 doesn't complete any major draws, so he checks, and at this point I just check behind because yeah, if he has a draw he's not going to call anyway, and yeah, if I bet and he calls he's probably calling with only better hands, and he had 3-4, so yeah, he had a draw, so my read was good. This guy 3-bets. It's debatable. I can call here, but it's okay to fold as well. King Jack is not like the best hand ever, but it's also not the worst hand, so it's still heads up. I decided to donk bet here, and why? Because he could, if he raises me pre-flop, and I will check. If I check this board, no wait, I'm a bit confused on what happened exactly here. Yeah, he checked to me. Excuse me, I was a little confused. He checked to me, so I have to bet at this point because it's the only way for me to win. And he folds out always 6s, 7s, 5s. So yeah, ace jack folds. So ace king maybe calls, but if he's kind of a tight player, he will fold ace king as well. So my plan was to bet once, and yeah, just fold if he give up if he calls. Not planning to bluff any further. So pretty standard pre-flop action. Hit trips on the left, which is always nice. On the right, I check behind my ace high showdown value, and I hit an ace on the turn. So I just want to bet, and yeah, maybe he calls with some draw or something. I don't know, some queen or jack, or maybe he has a king. On the left, I had a choice between raising and calling, and at the time I called, and I'm happy with that I'm called, but you can say I could raise small and fold to a re-raise. The reason why I'm not raising big is because he won't call with anything less than what I have. So I just thought, yeah, I just want to call, and maybe if I raise small to like $5.50, he would have called. But then again, yeah, this is also a good way of playing. And on the right, I got value for my king. Three bets, it's just not a good hand to call with. Pretty standard. On the right, I raise. This guy's regular, so this kind of hands you can raise, because yeah, they're not suited and they do flop well, but yeah, it's okay to pick up the pot pre-flop with a raise. And the guy checks behind. Pretty sure he doesn't have an ace. So I happily bet the turn, and he folds. Pick up a very nice draw on the left. Obviously want to go want to play for stacks with such a nice draw. If it leads to that, but unfortunately it doesn't. The draw doesn't get there on the turn, but still betting so many outs. And the guy folds. So. On the right, yeah, I could bet, but I'm really not representing anything, and I might still have the best hand with Jack high. So. All in all, it's pretty standard. This guy's a wreck, just noted him. King 6, yeah, it's these hands I just want to pick up pre-flop because I miss I miss a lot of the times with if I call, and yeah, probably end up folding on the flop, so I just want to raise pre-flop, pick up the pot. I mean, he's a wreck, he should fold a good amount of time. So I hit a set on the right. I just want to go ahead and raise. Yeah, it's part of my ABC strategy. These guys are not really in the mental game, like levels, like bluffing or anything. So yeah, just want to bet my value big and bluff. Don't try to bluff very often unless it's like a very good spot. Just play basic poker. I think that's the easiest way to be a profitable poker player at these stakes. On the right, I hit a flush. Unfortunately, he folds. On the left, this is kind of an interesting hand. This guy bets $2, and this bet looks to me it looks like he's just wants to pick up the pot. Either he wants to pick up the pot or he hit a 7. And yeah, at this point, I still didn't believe him, but I was thinking, yeah, he probably had a 7, but I mean, he could have some missed draws, a 6 with I don't know. So. Yeah, 5 or 6. He had a 7. Nice pin value bet. So this is an interesting hand. On the right, let me rewind. So this guy 3-bets, but he 3-bets smallish, so I can call with my suited ace. And he checks. And yeah, for me there's really no reason to bet, so I check behind. I have the ace high, so and on the turn I hit my flush draw. So at this point he bets pot, and this to me it looks very strong. At the time being, it looked very strong. So I called. I don't hit. And this guy checks, and there's really I can't really bet because the king, he would call me off with the jack anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to check behind, and I'm losing like 9 out of 10 times, but still, if I bet on this king, he would probably snap me off with a jack anyway, and he ended up having a 7, which surprised me kind of at the time. But yeah, big pot, interesting hand. Ten three suited seems a light call, but yeah, it's suited. I mean, it's heads up. I hit a straight draw. I don't recommend to call these kind of hands like all of the time, but sometimes you can give it a go. And I do hit a 10, which gives me some showdown value. And my 10 is good enough. On the left, let me rewind that. So I open 7-8 offsuit. The guy calls, and yeah, it's really dry board, so my standard play is to bet here. As you can see, for a bluff, my bet sizing isn't very consistent. If I bluff, I bet smaller, and if I bet for value, I bet bigger. I think it doesn't really matter if for a bluff, if I bet $1.50 or $2 for the villain, it doesn't matter. He's either gonna call or fold. So the times that he calls my bluff and I have to give up, I give in an extra 50 cents with it, which is just not necessary. And yeah, if it happens a lot, it will cost you a decent amount of money. So yeah, the ace comes. Yeah, it's a good card for me. I mean, he might have called with a 5 and now has to fold, or then again he could have called with ace high, but I end up being right. So as you can see, it's all about thinking what your villain might have. Not as much as playing my own cards, but more like what is the board, what does it look like, what I have, and what could he possibly have. And based on that, you can make your decisions. I pick up a draw, but not like a very good draw, but still decided to call. And yeah, it's only getting worse from here, so I think he bets again and I fold. I mean, only a 6 would basically give me a good hand, but still not a nut, so I might end up drawing that here. And yeah, on the right, I think it's probably a misclick. He goes all in on the small pot, but 2 pair on the left. Unfortunately, no action. 3 bet ace jack offsuit on the right. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. C bet my second pair on the left. Board is only getting worse from here, so can't think of any good turns for me other than a 6 or an 8, so just want to bet, pick up the pot. So yeah, I think this zoom is actually on the right. This guy opens to $1, and he is so short. And yeah, I want to play for stacks, so I raise big, and I hope that he will go all in, and he does. But he had aces, but I get lucky on the river. So I'm sorry, Boris01. Two pair on the left, just betting, and pretty straightforward, just value betting. Second pair on the left. Yeah, it's just betting for value. Betting somewhat smaller now because he's so short. Well, not really short, but kind of short. Very nice turn for me, so betting big now. And if I remember correctly, he hits his flush on the river. But yeah, what can you do? I just go all in because I would have called. If he went all in, he's either gonna fold or call, and he would go all in anyways, and I would have called. So yeah, I can just go all in myself. Racing king queen suited, no action. I think I'm going to play this video for like 4 or 5 minutes more, and then put the next part in next part of the live session in another video, because I think it will be too long if I do it all at once, and I don't want to be a boring coach. So I think 30 minutes is a nice time. On the left I call, and yeah, obviously calling the flop, hoping to hit my flush or a king. Would be very nice. Still calling. And yeah, I don't hit, so no reason in calling the river. Unfortunately, just folding. 5x here because he limps, and hit a flush draw. Because I have 2 overs and all the hearts, I can just bet here. If I would have a weaker draw, I would probably check and call his bets. Now I'm checking, so yeah, I give him a chance to bet. I would obviously call his bets. Then the river gives us a 10, and if I bet here, all of a sudden he would snap me off with an 8. So just checking and hope I have the best hand, which I don't. But yeah, I can't really bet the 10 river because it looks so weak. It's something you have to keep in mind on how you look for your villain. Like what do you represent that you have, or do you look strong or weak? You have to keep in mind that some players, not all of them, but a big majority of the regulars at least do, they look at you, how you play as well. I think these Zoom games are yeah, really profitable. They're not too hard. If you like play a few hours a day, you can earn a decent amount of money. On the right, I'm just betting big. I want to pick up the pot. If I bet big, he would probably even fold this ace high. So yeah, pretty sure he doesn't have a 5 or 6. So if I bet big, I maybe scare him. So yeah, I think this is a good time to end the video. I'm on the 30 minutes mark. I think next video will be some theory again, and after that video I will probably do the last part of this live session. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. If you have any questions or disagree with my play at any point, yeah, feel free to ask. I know there's one or two, maybe even more plays that I played bad. Can't exactly recall them at this time. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment below, ask a question, anything, just say hi. By the way, it's 2014 now. I want to wish you all a great year, a great poker year, and that I may teach you a lot, and that we all will earn a lot of money. So yeah, my name is Bastian for PokerVIP.com, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.